Hi everyone, I'm here today to talk to you about the realities of law school. We make this video not to discourage you, but to open your eyes to some of the downsides to law school to consider as you make your choice of whether to spend 3 years there. I'll also add some helpful tips at the end to consider as you move forward in your decision-making process. First and foremost, law school can be wonderful. You'll be around brilliant professors and inspiring classmates. You'll be immersed in interesting issues that are important to the world, and you'll have the opportunity to be at the vanguard of the profession, a profession that really matters to people. All that said, law school itself can also be demoralizing. First, there's the grading curve. Nearly every school has a mandatory curve, and yes, this means that half the class is in the bottom half, no matter how great the class is, and there's fierce competition for grades. This competition fosters aggression, defensiveness, and pessimism, and pits students against each other when they really should be learning how to work together as professionals. Second, there's a singular emphasis on achievement over growth. You don't get any credit for trying hard or coming a long way. You either got it or you didn't. Third, the use of the Socratic method in the classroom and faculty's frequent emphasis on linear thinking at the expense of creativity or values can be tough. If you don't know what the Socratic method is, look up The Paper Chase on YouTube. Next, law school is non-stop work. You never stop thinking about it, on weekends, at nights, on vacation, and this can stress or even sever contact with your social networks, with your family, and with your relationships. Next, in law school, effort doesn't equal reward. In high school and in college, a lot of studying and hard work usually meant you got decent grades. This is not true in law school. You could know the material backwards and forwards and have a single bad exam day, and your grade will reflect only that bad exam. You not only have to know the material, you have to know how to take law school exams. And to a lot of people, that doesn't seem like a fair indicator of whether they've mastered the material. Next, law students face uncertain employment prospects. Lots of people don't pass the bar and don't get jobs. If you think you're stressed now, try going into debt and then not being able to find a job to pay it off. Next, law school can make you forget why you wanted to be there in the first place. Students who come in idealistic often find that the stress and uncertainty, not to mention the emphasis on cases from the 1800s throughout your whole 1L year, can drain their idealism and with it their motivation. All of this equals stress. And this is borne out by the research. Professor Larry Krieger at Florida State College of Law has done research on this and has found that mental health-wise, students enter on par with others, even other high-stress professions like medical school. But law students, even 2 months into law school, exhibit signs of elevated psychological distress, and their levels of depression and anxiety are still significantly elevated even 2 years after graduation. And in fact, there is a crisis in our profession. We're plagued by depression and other mental health issues, higher rates of alcohol and drug abuse, high suicide rates, and a lot of people want to leave the profession. Professor Krieger has found that the psychological factors that erode during law school are the very factors most important for the well-being of lawyers. And conversely, the factors that are most emphasized in law school, like grades, honors, potential career income, and even things like whether you get on the law journal, have almost no bearing on lawyer well-being. Next, the debt is real. Right now, in 2020, there are 3 schools that cost more than $100,000 a year to attend, and most top schools are not far behind. Students who attend these schools can accumulate as much as $300,000 or more in loans by the time they pass the bar, which could take about 25 years to pay off at roughly $2,500 a month. Many students say that they didn't go into the career they wanted because of the amount of debt they graduated with. So all this said, you can protect yourself, at least somewhat, against this stress and uncertainty. Consider going to a school that will allow you to maintain contact with your family, significant others, and social networks. This will keep you grounded and keep things in perspective. Don't go to a school where you'll have only a small chance of passing the bar or getting a legal job. Knowing that only a small percentage of your class will actually work as lawyers makes the stress of grades and achievement that much worse. Go to a law school with a great clinical and experiential education program. These kinds of classes allow you to see what being a lawyer is really like. They get you out of the big exam classes, and they'll teach you skills you actually use in your career. You'll build confidence and realize that your test scores are not the only indication of how successful a lawyer you'll be. Go to a law school that will give you money, and don't be afraid to negotiate between schools for who will give you a better package. Take at least a year off between college and law school. Law students often act like grades and prestige are the sum total of their worth as human beings. If you go out into the world for a while, you'll see firsthand how untrue this is, and you'll be able to carry that knowledge to law school with you. Cultivate a mindfulness or reflective practice before law school, and use it in law school to check in with yourself and know when you're getting out of whack. Develop hobbies that you can continue to engage in during law school, so you can unplug and refocus away from the stress and the grades. Take a look at Neil Hamilton's Roadmap for Law School. It's on Amazon. It will keep you focused on what you need to get out of law school, not just what your professors, who may have never practiced law, or your peers tell you to do. And keep tuning in here for more helpful tips. Thanks.